everybody. I've just been out and had a look to see what's about for my morning flight, as I've got a day off work, champion. So while I was out, I thought I'd do an introduction to this next video. Right, I do apologise that there hasn't been a lot of content, but due to COVID-19 restrictions and lockdown, and I've had a bad spell of health just lately, but don't worry, I'm on the mend. So we haven't been able to get out and get some really good footage of what we do. So when we've been out, I have done little bits and bobs. So what I've done, just to keep you guys up to date, is just thrown a little bit of a video together of clips that I've been out with Jez, because he's in my social bubble. So we've been doing all right. We've had a good season on the shore. Unfortunately, we can't record on the shore because our club does not allow us to record or post pictures of social media of what we shot on the shore, which is fair dues. But otherwise, with bits that we've been inland and that's what we've got. So some of the footage is just after the season started, and that there's a young gun shooting. There's a shooting on a salt mine, privately owned. Bit of crop protection for a local farmer. Bits and bobs like that. So I hope you enjoy. Please watch to the end, because you never know, there could be a funny bit. So stay safe, and we hope to see you all soon. Thanks for watching.
Before we get right into the footage, I'd just like to point out some things. Because this is such a big reservoir, the birds tend to land more to the middle, so we put a shot in to the water to flush them, but not in all cases. You will also see us shoot the prick birds on the water afterwards to try and finish them off, but this is not always possible. However, please don't worry, we do have a guy picking birds with his team of dogs over the evening while we are shooting, all safe of course. Then after the flight is finished, we all work our dogs to pick what birds are left. On this evening I was invited by my friend Andreas. Also shooting is a lady called Louise and the farmer and his son, who hasn't been shooting that long, but also has some cracking shots on the night. In this next clip, you'll hear Louise shout yes as she fetches her first ever right and left out at Tufted, and you'll hear me call to the picker up to watch out for one that I shot that went out the side and hit hard and dropped. He was away and went to pick it straight up.
What's that one? Jack Flash.
Here you hear me get a bit excited thinking I'm a cowboy. But we all shot well then. I got a triple. And the other two guns got a right and left each.
Yeehaw!
He seen me go to shoot a bird on the water, but I noticed a pair coming in. I shouted to the others to let them know, and they shot them as they was coming over the top.
Yeah,
But
coming
missed.
in.
I fetched one out with my first shot. Really nice high bird. I think it was my shot of the night. But the picker up noticed the bird swimming into the side, so he went and picked that straight away afterwards. Here you'll see another prick bird. It flies straight in and drops straight up my feet. Unfortunately, I couldn't shoot it because I would have turned it inside out. But Steve was stood behind me with his dogs at the time, and as soon as we finished and it was safe, he was straight onto it. The bird didn't move from where it landed.
Well, with it being a big res, they're about, I don't know, 40, 50 yard shots, some of them. Sorry about the bad camera work, I'm trying to balance my gun on my shoulder. Coming in from your rock.
Well, this is the last clip of this night out on the reservoir. Really good night it was, with some great company and some good shots as well. This is just a short clip on a salt marsh, a small one that it's privately owned and we get a chance to shoot it. You'll see the Canada geese come in, paddles down, we shoot them, and then there's some that's prick. So what we do, we shoot them on the water as quick as we can, so they don't get to the river, which runs up the side of us on the left, as you can just see faintly in the background. Once they get into that tidal river, it's not very often you get them out, and we never like losing birds.
Got triple.
In these next few clips, you'll see us shooting our pond, me and Jez. I used to shoot this particular pond years ago, and for some reason or another, I let it go. But this year, we've got it back. Put a lot of work into it, building the hides, cutting the trees back from the water edge that's overhanging, putting in new shallow feed shelves. Now, some of the footage in this is not absolutely brilliant. I mean, the shotgun cam is really grainy. I can only apologise for that. It's just I wanted to put it in because we put a lot of work into this through the summer, me and Jez, and for us not to get a bit of film out of it to show you guys, it'd be a shame not to use it. So I can only apologise for the shot cam footage.
Go on.
Nice try, Jez, but they're on a mission. They know where they're heading, mate. Just to give you some sort of an idea of who's shooting what birds, on my shot cam I'm using the dot, then on Jez's shot cam he's using the crosshairs. What you will also notice, as Jez shoots one bird, he then swings on to the next one, but couldn't shoot because of the tree in the way. But he catches me shooting the bird with his shot cam. Pretty cool, really. As you can see, some of the birds come really close in, so when possible, we like to let them get out a bit before we shoot, as not to damage the meat, as we do eat everything we shoot. This is the bit of footage that I mentioned earlier about Jez not being able to shoot his second bird because of the tree, and he catches me shooting it with his shot cam. We've now repositioned this hide in a lot better place. As you can see, the light is fading really bad, and the shot cam footage is getting pretty bad. Unfortunately, we couldn't get all the footage in though that night because it was just dots in black and you couldn't see anything. So, but we did end up having a good night. I think over the night we shot 34. I got a tip off from a friend that the field that we was hoping to leave for the weekend to shoot with Jez was probably going to be worked up the following day. So I nipped out and had a quick scout, and on the field actually there was quite a lot of pinks, so that surprised me really. Also there's been a lot of grey lag on there, so we was hoping to leave it for the weekend, but unfortunately it had to be brought forward, and Jez couldn't join me on this particular morning because he was working, so it was unlucky for Jez, not so unlucky for me.
Don't know why I'm here.
So this was the next morning. As normal, it's a big field, so I dug a hole in the field, got in, put plenty of vegetation around me to blend in, as I always do. Always try and get yourselves in the centre of the decoys.
A little dugout.
Then we use Essien, pull the Essien over me. Unfortunately, this morning was cut very short by the tractor driver coming to the field and started ploughing the field.
And the tractor driver
so it put the geese off from coming.
Every other field.
I did manage 5 grey lag out, however, and you'll see from the footage I did shoot pretty well. I think I had about 7 shots for 5. There's the hide. Dug the hole about knee deep so I could just lay back in it and put the Essien over me. The front of the hide with all the vegetation put on it. This is the result of the morning. Cut short, unfortunately, due to the tractor driver coming into the field. But there you go, these things happen. Still great to be out.
So you can see the damage.
In this bit of footage you can see how much damage the pinks have done, to the point where the farmer's got to re-drill some parts of the field. Now, I always get a lot of flack for shooting pinks inland, but when they're doing this much damage, it has to be done. You always get the odd one saying, well, you shouldn't shoot the pinks, you should leave them for the foreshore. You try telling the farmer this, perhaps dig into your pockets and help him pay for the reseeding of this wheat field. It doesn't go down very well with some people, I understand that, but things have to be done. The call I'm using is an Archie Jordan Pinkfoot call, which is also tuned for grey lag. You'll see me use this all the time in my videos. It's had a bit of a rough life, to be honest with you. It's been chewed by one of the pups and had to be fixed by blue tape. I've left it out on the shore a few times, then gone back a couple of days later, and then there it was, all clogged up, covered in mud. Took it home, a quick wash out, and it was ready to go again. Good old faithful.
Some over there just dropped in. The sun coming from here, from the right, Jez. What? The sun coming from the right. Huh? They've dropped in with that grey lag over there in that corner. You can see them. A lot of geese there. Going to another field, doesn't it? So, at least we're here doing a job. Fairly big hits there. What would you say there's, Jez? 1,000?
1,000,
Yeah. Someone's to put them off the roost. Come in. There's about 500 in that second wave.
In this clip you can see I've had to put two clips together. Reason being I forgot to record in portrait Jez calling and shooting the bird. You get the gist of it anyway. Then as I'm filming Jez, there was another pink slipping over the decoys, so I had to stop filming, grab my gun and try to shoot the bird. A hectic 5 minutes really.
Recording Jez, I didn't realise there was one loop round coming to the decoys, so I had to stop recording quickly and go fetch me. I had to quickly have a shot, got the goose and just nipping out now to pick it up. It sneaked in the decoys. There you go. There's Jez with his. You can see how much damage they're doing, look. Right, we'll go back and see if we can get a few more.
And finally, the clip that you've all been waiting for. Trust Jez to get this one right. Typical.
Nice swans there.
And don't come back again. You're not meant to eat his wheat. He just sees at the last minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, after that last performance, we decided to call it a morning. So I went up, picked the truck up and got the young dog out, just to give him a retrieve. For his first time out on the geese, he did really well, to be honest. I'm really happy with him.
Dead. Good lad. Good boy. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It hasn't turned out that bad, really. Thought it might be a bit mediocre, but yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I am. As you can see, I'm down here just feeding the ducks to keep us going, so when we can shoot it again. We've got a few things coming to the channel actually. I'm going to do another video with Robin over at Team Foxer. If you don't know, I did one first week of the season with Robin on goose shooting, actually on this same field we stood here now. It's pretty epic, honestly. So if you haven't seen that, I'll drop a link in that to here. Also, if you haven't seen Robin over at Team Foxer, get over to his YouTube channel, have a look at some of the stuff that he's got. It's unreal. He's got from duck shooting, goose shooting, ratting, squirrel shooting, foxing, you name it, the lad's got some great footage on there. Right, that's about it. Thanks for watching. I better get on, get these ducks fed. See you again soon.